are you today?
Good, thank you. And how are you?
Oh, well, I just have my lunch.
Yeah,
Thank you for popping.
that's all right.
Thank you for coming. Okay, what can I do for you, Norma?
Okay, there's two things. I've got a potential buyer. I need to know the processes, what she has to do,
Yeah.
and then because she's overseas, bringing it back into Australia and all the processes like that.
Okay. So your friend is buying gold from Africa, and he's gonna bring it to Australia. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay. That's a really good question. Your friend has to introduce himself and introduce me to your friend
yeah,
so that we can have a live video call
yeah.
either on Skype or Zoom because he is in overseas, right?
Yeah.
So how long he was in overseas?
He's been there for 6 years.
So what part of the overseas?
England, UK.
Oh, all right. So what is the purpose why he wanted to buy gold to bring it to Australia?
He wants to melt it down and make jewelry.
Like this one?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
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 Okay. Tell him that when he bring the gold to Australia, as you know that when we purchase here in Australia, we always pay government sales tax.
Yeah.
And he must have a GST in order for him to claim that end of the year that he spent the gold and he has to claim that the government sales tax at the end of the year because we always um, for this declare that to the taxation. So when he bring the gold and he's in England, he needs to travel
Yeah.
and tell him that you were talking to Wilhelmina, that Wilhelmina is the extension office of the seller in Africa, Conakry, Sierra Leone, Mali. So you have to bring him on conference on Skype or Zoom so that he can ask questions on how he gonna bring it to Australia.
Yeah.
What he does, he has to show us his business registration, his importation license, and the most important, proof of funds.
Yeah.
This is not a CIF. So,
What's a
because
CAC?
CIF stands for Cost Insurance and Freight. But because we are both Australian,
Yeah.
and he gonna feel comfortable, and I'm gonna meet him in Africa
Yeah.
in order for him to take that gold. I would like to ask him how much quantity he needs.
Yeah.
Then I will figure out on how I could assist him because gold in Africa is a Doribar
Yeah.
and he has to buy Doribar in order to smelt it. Here in Brisbane, we have a refinery here in the city. So he is from Brisbane, so he gonna feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I know that the refinery in Brisbane because I went to the office and the refinery was saying to me, the buyer who bring it in Australia, he has to pay importation duty. That is normal.
Yeah.
So when he pay the importation duties, he will be given a receipt by the custom. So at the end of the year, he has to claim that government sales tax.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's a winner.
Yeah. Okay. Getting back, you said to Skype you. So what's your Skype address so then he can Skype you?
I will send it to you my Skype. Just type Wilhelmina dot Ford. Just put the Wilhelmina.
Wilhelmina.Ford.
Yeah, Ford.
FORD. Okay. So I'll send that to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And what else you want to know?
Okay. We've done the process. And now, if he wanted to meet up with you in Africa, does he have to pay for you to go to Africa and all that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do charge my extra service.
Yeah.
Closer. Okay, I cannot see you on the screen. Okay. When I travel,
Yeah.
yes, I do charge
Yeah.
my extra service in order for me to pay my airfare,
Yeah.
my travel insurance,
Yeah.
hotel accommodation, and food
Yeah.
and expenses.
Okay.
In spite of that, I will give him a very good price
Yeah.
because I have the right to request to my head office to give your friend a discount. Now, gold is not fixed.
Yeah.
Gold is not fixed price. Whatever the price of the day, we always make sure that we give the buyer less 8%. Now, I know that the buyer says, oh, I don't have any profit. There is a profit. Because when you resell it here in Brisbane, the refinery will buy from your friend for 2.5% or 3%. So he has a profit of 5%. Now, because we are both Australian, I might consider to give your friend 10%. I might. But don't bank on it because I have not spoken to your friend. I want to know how he is able to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when he convinced me that he can show his proof of fund, bank statement, I will request my head office to give your friend maybe 10% or 10.5. It depends, so don't bank on it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
my seller would not give away his gold if his gold is money.
Yeah.
You must remember the golden rules. Who hears the gold makes the rules.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The government is making the rules. Even here in Australia,
Yeah.
when you bring that precious item, you have to declare that in custom.
Yeah.
So there is an importation duty. So, even though he pay importation duty, he can claim that end of the year.
Yeah.
Because we are always declare how much expenses he does. So he will give the rebate. So your friend would not complain, oh, I don't have any profit. You don't need to because at the end of the year, when you um, declare that in taxation, you're still a winner.
Yeah.
Most of the buyers say, oh, I bring that gold to India, oh, the importation duty. Well, that's not our job. It is the buyer's responsibility. When the taxation time, he can claim that. So he will get the rebate. You know,
Okay,
you're
yeah.
Australian as well.
Yeah.
Whatever we buy, we'll keep the receipt. Then we claim it to the taxation. You get the rebate.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Simple. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So what else you want to ask for on behalf of your friend?
Just mainly at the moment, if I get him more, I'll tell him to Skype you at Wilhelmina
That
Ford.
yes.
So and then he can discuss more with you
Yes.
over Skype. Is there any other way we can contact you?
Well, you can call me on my phone, my phone,
Yeah.
this mobile phone. You can reach me.
Yeah. And what's your number?
My number. This is my number. This one here. 614.
614. Wait on.
Yeah.
614
06
06
00
00
3528.
3528.
Tell him to introduce himself.
Yeah, and I'll just mention my name.
Yes.
And then I'll be so Wilhelmina.Ford
Yeah.
and then your phone number.
That's correct.
Yeah, yeah.
So you bring your buyer.
Yeah.
I will compensate you in order for you to bring the buyer. But don't bank on it because I don't know if your buyer really is a real buyer.
Yeah.
Because some buyers are liars, you must remember.
Yeah.
A buyers are joker.
Yeah.
So don't bank on it to how much commission you will get.
No. But
Here in Australia, we don't give the Scottish fee, but Wilhelmina is very kind. I will give you Scottish fee, provided you let me handle it.
yeah, that's why I wanted to have this meeting with you.
Yeah.
So then we can discuss.
Yes.
Yeah. And if he is a legit person, he can contact you.
Yes. Then I will say, hi, my friend Norma. I met your friend. He met the criteria. Wilhelmina will compensate you just for the Scottish fee.
Yeah.
Once only, right?
Yeah.
It's not forever. Most of the brokers, oh, I want to earn my commission yearly. No. No, you don't. No. Why you gonna earn for nothing?
Yep, that's it.
You be thankful that you're given a gesture of goodwill. I'll give you an example. As you know, I live in Brisbane, and you are also here in Brisbane. I work on real estate. I am the only person who give referral fee to a person who bring me a client to buy properties. My colleague would not give you any Scottish fee. The reason why I give a gesture of goodwill because when he receives a gesture of goodwill, he will give me the referral. So yeah, you took to Wilhelmina, I bought a property to Wilhelmina, and she is a good person. So then, when I give you a gesture of goodwill, you're gonna be happy.
Yeah, and then if I know you do business right, you treat the people out right. This is why I'm coming to you.
Thank you for meeting me,
Yeah.
and I'm very pleased. Most of the buyers around the world, they're scared of Wilhelmina. I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't know why they're scared of me. I don't
Yeah.
have any idea.
Well,
What do you
it's,
think? What do you think of our meeting today?
Whew, because you've explained everything what I need. You explain it down pat, and that's all I need.
Actually, Norma, our full corporate offer is already online. If
Yeah.
you um, watch my video every time
Yeah.
and the full corporate offer is there, I can assure you, I can guarantee you, you will get the gold. Now, there are so many buyers around the globe thinking that, oh, I don't want to deal with African full of scam. Define me the word scam. I always ask that to every person. Define me the word scam. Scam means you are manipulating the price. You are deceitful. You lie.
Yeah.
Manipulator means you bargain, bargain, bargain. Norma, I've been to Africa. It's not easy to mine gold. Why our fellow Australian big company is in Africa? They are in Africa mining gold, and they were given a tax incentive by the government in exchange that big company in Africa from foreign like Australian, Chinese, Russian, German, American, they were given a government tax incentive in exchange to create employment.
Yeah.
But you, as a buyer watching me during our conversation, they're all greedy.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay gold. They want to bring it to their destination. No, we don't do that.
No.
Gold is money, my love.
Yeah.
You're buying money to make money, you must remember.
Yeah.
So, like here, I just have my lunch. If I don't have the money, do you think I can buy this
No. All this.
or this? Of course, you have to have money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But most of the buyers around the world, oh, I don't want to buy gold, I want to pay taxes. What for? You have not seen the gold. So why are you going to pay taxes for?
Yeah.
You have to see it first. You will be invited and you inspect the gold in the office. Then that's the time you pay tax.
Yeah.
However, if you convince me, if your friend convince me, I might pressure my head office to waive the tax
Yeah.
as a trial. Then you come back when you're happy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
So
Thank you for that.
you're happy for our conversation?
Yeah. Thank you for everything.
So did you ask him?
What I'll do, I'll send that info to my friends, and then you'll hear from him soon.
Did you ask your friend how long he was been searching for gold? He lives in United Kingdom, is it?
Yeah, about 2 to 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
What is his intention buying gold to bring it to Australia?
To
What
melt
for?
it down and
Ah.
everything. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. You know, I have a buyer from United Kingdom. 3 of them.
Yeah.
They are buying gold and diamond.
Yeah.
And the visa has already been approved, released.
Yeah.
So they are,
I'd rather go through a friend that I know,
yeah,
and then I can trust
yeah.
and everything, because I haven't met those people, and I can trust you. You're straight to the point and everything.
In what way you trust me? Tell me.
You-
Evaluate our conversation today.
Okay, because I've known you for a long time, and you tell me how the research works and everything. You tell me everything, and that's what a trustworthy buyer is.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to address this to the world. Good afternoon, everyone. I just finished talking to this lady.
Bye.
We're having a coffee, and I answer all her question. Buying gold, there's always a process. Our full corporate offer is on every video. Now, Norma, remember we're about end of 2020. There was a prediction that the gold will turn to 2,500 per ounce. In dollar term, would be 80,375. And those buyer looking for gold and looking for cheap price, I doubt. Because the real seller would not sell his gold very cheap.
No.
Only fake seller. Now, why the buyer has been scammed? Very easy. In Africa, there are two kinds of gold, low grade and high grade. So, you buy gold and you were not being guided by the owner of the gold. You need to taste the gold in order to get the assay report, the carats, and the purity. When you get the assay report, then that is the time your buyer has to transfer payment bank to bank. Now how? Because of money laundering and gold laundering, the seller is really very strict. Always pay the gold bank to bank in order to reflect cash inflow. So the Department of Mines say, where is the receipt of payment? So the seller say, okay, this is the payment of the buyer. So then the Department of Mines will then issue the certificate of clearance, then the certificate of ownership. Without that, you're gonna perish. Without payment, you're gonna be trapped into disaster. I refrain using scam because it's the buyer's fault. Because the buyer was not being guided. That is the reason I always mention on my video that take Wilhelmina with you. Because I know the seller. I work for the seller. I marketed gold globally. I was the one who introduced this. I was the one. I'm the only person. So when you found me on YouTube and Facebook, what did you learn out of that moment?
A lot of information.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So in what way that kind of information?
Lots of things like I said before, your buyer selling, how you go through your proceeds and everything. Yeah.
That's good. That at least we meet each other
Yeah.
and we feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I hope your buyer would also feel comfortable.
Yeah, and I've sent him those links as well.
Yeah?
So yeah.
Because we are both Australian.
Yeah.
So your buyer has been searching for many months. So now, when you say, oh, I met Wilhelmina, then your buyer feel comfortable. And I will take him to that refinery here in Brisbane.
Yeah.
He can talk to the director and he can bring the gold.
Yeah.
But he has to pay the gold first.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
Norma, thank you very much.
much.
Okay.